All right, man, we back. We bouncing back like Big Sean up in this thing, man. We're gonna talk about Canelo saving PBC, or is it can I save her? I wanna be saved, girl. Like I wanna be saved. Right? And we're gonna talk a little bit about the fights first this weekend. Um yeah. We're gonna talk about these fights this weekend. And then we're gonna kind of talk about Jared Anderson comments, who I don't believe, just my rough estimate that 90% of boxers don't love boxing today. So yeah, we're gonna get into all of that, man. And appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best way you can support the channel right here, right now, is thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, rate the podcast, whatever platform you listening to on the podcast. Excuse me, just got out, worked out, got in the sauna for 30 minutes. Then after all of that, I got into a shower. So sorry, you know why it is. Got that hot shower today. You know, hot showers ain't always good and shit because they can dry out your skin, but fuck that. You need to soothe the muscles. But nonetheless, but yeah, we got some fights coming up this weekend. I'll just start there, man. If you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. All that's in the description row at the bottom of the screen. All of it's in the link tree. Couple clicks away, that easy, all right? Like I said, appreciate everybody supporting the channel. You want to rewatch this on YouTube, it's always in the box of 101 playlist unless I delete it, but it always will stand on one of the podcast platforms. Podcast might not be up until the morning tomorrow. I got to move the shoot after I do this show. So, but yeah, man. So we got fights tomorrow. Y'all bet not fighting this. Hey, we got some fights tomorrow. So, I'll be on alert. When Young Job say keep your chirp on alert, just like 9/11. I always tell y'all this, I still ain't listen to it. Y'all got Apple Podcasts and all that other bullshit. New Jock City is a classic album in my book, especially a trap classic. So it's a classic in your boy's book. It's your classic. It's probably one of the best trap albums of all time. Not of this time, not of that time, but of all time. In my Floyd Mayweather senior voice. But yeah, we got action tomorrow. We got action. Knock a little mama out that fight tonight. One of the Migos say. So we got a Adonis J.Rock headline tomorrow. Make sure y'all jab that thumbs up video. I still kind of got it set up. I ain't even monetized the live or nothing. I'm trying to move fast, so I'm doing that as we go. Putting it into subscriber mode and all that goodish. So yeah, Adonis J.Rock tomorrow. Erickson Lubin, Luis Arias. Let's start off there. I feel that. I tried to fit it into the thumbnail. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, you got Arias and Lubin. I think tomorrow that's probably gonna be a crossroad fight. Maybe the loser becomes a bona fide retiree, possibly. Maybe the loser becomes, how can I say it, a for sure journeyman. Okay. I think this is one of the better fights on tomorrow night. Arias got a lot of dog. You count Arias out, he win. I mean, Lubin, keep climbing his way to the top, and it's like, Lubin continues to climb his way to the top, and it's like, bro, he get right to the doorstep, and then he run into a brick wall. So some people just got to keep chipping away, and his willingness to continue to get back into the ring. He had some bad business decisions like fighting Charlo too soon, and you can tell when he fought Charlo the physical maturity between the two, but they said his mom felt that he was ready, and that's why he got with Coach Kevin Cunningham. I like he was out boxing Fondor, but Fondor, did what he did, caught up with him, and that's the story. But nonetheless, some other fights on there. I don't know too many of these other guys. I'll do a video on the Spencer Crawford undercard tomorrow. Jordan Acosta's on the undercard, building his way back up. Taking on Wilner Soto. Truex, I didn't even know that motherfucker was still active. Taking on Burley Brooks, who's 6-2-1. I don't know nothing about the IBS Super Flyweight title fight. 2 undefeated fighter. So Fernando Daniel Martinez, Jade Bornea. So I look forward to that one. But yeah, we got Lubin in action tomorrow. I think his first fight coming off the Fondora loss. Yep, and the Fondora loss was what, a year and two, almost just over a year and 2 months later, almost something like that. So, um, Arias, and they had the Armory tomorrow. Arias, I heard they don't pay to use the Armory. I don't know how true that is. Arias, he beat Jimmy Williams at the Barclays Center. He lost to Von Alexander after he beat Jared Hurd. Von be upsetting everybody. So this was on the Javante Rolando, Rolly Romero car. I don't know if it probably was on the prelims or whatever. And he got, he beat Jimmy Williams, and Luis Arias keep getting shots. I must like him. But I think it's one of those ones for sure. It's one of those ones for sure. Um, him and Lubin, I think it's a really good fight. And I think the loser looking at a certified journeyman. The losers may be looking at retirement. I believe they both made weight. Yeah, they fighting they fighting a little bit above 154 pounds. So I know Cuba Arias has been campaigning kind of like at technically middleweight, in between middleweight. I don't think he can get all the way down to 154 pounds. So but quite frankly, I think Lubin is the better fighter, but I really think it could be a toss up just after abuse he took to Fondor. But he came back from knockouts. I don't know how his face came held up, but his face didn't take too long to heal, from what I understood. And yeah, I don't mean it's all about can he overcome the trauma of losing to Fondor and the punishment that he took, and if he can, talking about class for class, Lubin is better than Arias, but the dangerous thing about Arias is when Arias got his back to the wall, Arias is literally dangerous. When he the underdog, he dangerous. So I don't know who the betting favorite. And we look at some of the odds if I get some time. But I like Lubin tomorrow. I like Lubin by unanimous decision. I think he boxed Arias. Might have a scary moment here or there. I like them both. Lubin from Cuba from the Midwest, Milwaukee. I fuck with Lubin a long way. Pause. And Kevin Cunningham is my guy. But I think Lubin just, is of better class. So especially with a little weight cushion too, Lubin might be super duper dangerous tomorrow night. Okay. Let's get to J.Rock and the Diamonds. I think a lot of people are excited for this fight. Big money. I like it. I used to have hoes who trifling. I'm so excited. So we got J.Rock back in the ring. 33 years old. I think his career over with. I ain't gonna hold you up. He about to get beat down. And I like J.Rock. You know what I'm saying? He would have been a world champion a little bit sooner had he knocked on Charlo door and wanted. I mean, and shout out to him. He wanted to take the belt from Jamal Charlo, so he talked some shit. Said Charlo was on that. Ooh wee. He was on that. He was on that juice. You ain't got no juice. In my booster voice, he said he was on that juice. And he said he was on that juice. And, had he shut the hell up, he would have just had a free vacant IBF belt. But hey, shout out to him. Old school guy from Philly. They still meat and potatoes like Detroit ninjas, man. And Ohio ninjas. They want to take the belt from you. And, now here versus Carlos Adames. I think Adames got the interim WBC title. I'm going to get to the comment section when I finish this part of the show. And then we're going to get to the next fight after that just to give y'all an itinerary. But yeah. He a throwback fighter. I like him. I like when he's back against the wall. He in a good spot here. I want to say I didn't even check out none of it. I see some clips that I'm talking. So he had 160. I've been at 160 technically for about a few fights, but he had full-fledged 60 for the second time in a row. Adames is for the interim title, so he get a title shot, and I believe he had like 2 losses in a row. He lost to Rosario, iced. Lost the 3 belts or 2 belts to Rosario. I thought he won 3, but 2. IBO don't count. Then came back and lost that to Vladimir Hernandez, and he looked terrible in that fight. And Hernandez turned around and lost to Jesus Alejandro Ramos. So, hey, it's just the way love go. But he did come back and beat Rolando, whatever, Nisalala. And now he's fighting Carlos Adames, and Adames is a monster. The thing about Adamas is his conditioning is trash. A lot of the times, and I'm gonna let you in on a backstory because I know some people that know some people. He lost to Pastor Sharon, I believe Top Rank cut his ass loose after that. But the thing about this dude right here is that simply how many times this dude went 12 once? So he went 12 once. He went 11, 10, but he never been 12 before. So that's something that J.Rock should have in his advantage. But the thing about why he get tired, man, he like to run back to the Dominican Republic and eat a whole bunch of fucking food. He blow up, and then next thing you know, he blowing up in weight, and then he got to have a fat camp. So yeah, then he got to fuck around and have a fat camp. So that's the thing about him, If lately, they've been, he been stopped going to the back home to the Dominican Republic and putting on weight. And they've been keeping him in Vegas and keeping an eye on him in Vegas. So he ain't gonna put on that weight right now. So he been a lot more efficient and having a little bit more condition. Still got some conditioning issues, but at the end of the day, you don't fix conditioning issues in one camp. You don't fix lifestyle issues in one camp. You don't lose 100 pounds. You don't lose 100. If you're looking to lose 100 pounds, you don't lose 100 pounds. You don't lose 100 pounds your first week or your first month dieting. Per usual, that usually doesn't happen. So that's one thing that you kind of got to recognize too. When you making lifestyle changes, even if you feel like you make them all at once, it takes time to string all that together. Trust and believe me, it takes time to string those lifestyle changes together. And that's one thing that I feel that people got to understand. You got to take days and put days to take one day into two into three a week. You got to take a week, string a week together. Then you got to string months together. Then you got some months together, and then you got to string years together. That's just what it is. That's just exactly what it is. So I continue to tell you guys, change don't literally happen overnight. It don't. It don't. But nonetheless, yeah, it's a good fight. And if he continuing to trend in the right direction as far as with his conditioning and his discipline, and that's the biggest fight that you're going to have. That's the biggest fight that you're going to have when you making lifestyle changes, is the fight outside of the changes you making. It's easy to be in the gym, do what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. But the fight is, if you, want to, turn, I'm just using this as an example. If you want to turn into a monogamous, having a monogamous lifestyle after, living a free agent lifestyle to being poly, it's going, it's going to take some time. It's literally going to take some time. You just got to, it's going to be about what you can do. It's going to be about what you can do when, you ain't home with her, when you got free time to do what the fuck you want to do, or you ain't home with him if you're a girl, whatever you choose to do, that's on you. It's all going to be about what you choose to do, in times where you test it. There's going to be times when I'm cutting and, everybody want to buy you food, buy you steak, and you want some cheesecake, you want some pie. But I knew I had to be strong enough to be like, hell no. You know what I mean? I had to be like, no, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But if he's strong enough to sit there and he stay disciplined, ain't nothing J.Rock can do. J.Rock career is over with. But I wouldn't completely count him out in this fight because when he the underdog, he a savage. But he gonna have to outbox this guy. And the thing about outboxing this guy is that he get tired. So obviously volume, speed, on top of all of that, then it's just going to the body. You don't have one punch knockout power. That's okay. That is a-okay when you don't have one punch knockout power. It's okay. You just got to understand, I got to be a better counter puncher. I got to make up with volume. I got to do things to do different. But Adonis is a big, strong guy. Quite frankly, 22 wins, 17 KOs, 1 loss. I expect him to knock Julian J.Rock out tomorrow. I would say about 5. The later it go, the more favor J.Rock tomorrow. They in a 12 rounder too, because it's a WC interim fight. If that fight start making it to 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds, don't rule out a J.Rock knockout by conditioning stoppage. So I think look at Luis Arias' face. This shit crazy. But I like J.Rock in this spot. I wouldn't be surprised if he won. But if it get into the 9th round, he dangerous. He been there before. He got a great condition fighter. But I expect the Diamonds to finish him off about 5th round knockout. That's what I believe. So let's wrap out the PBC side of things on that fight card. Shout out to Drew and the Costas, wishing nothing but the best. Jocelyn, salute. My boy Chris, what it do? Where New York City at? Shout out to New York City. So Life 813, what it do, dog? Shout out to them Zoes down there, down south, especially the ones in Florida. GK Black, what it do, dog? He said you ain't gonna dog. It's Tommy dog. So let's check out that Jason Quigley card. I think I spelled this dude's name hella wrong in the yeah, I did. Call this nigga Quigg. Could have called him Quigg Quagmire. Giggity giggity. Giggity giggity. Sorry, fix all that shit real quick. So we got Jason Quigley. Should have made Berlanga go to Ireland. I guess Berlanga couldn't get obviously Puerto Rican Day parade weekend in New York City because I believe Top Rank sold it up like it was a Build-A-Bear bear that needed repair, right? So Top Rank had that shit locked. We got the game on lock. So yeah, Top Rank locked that shit up real quick. So yeah. But yeah, quickly up in the Stein mine and so yeah, I mean, I ain't really surprised. I feel that Quigley probably gonna win tomorrow. That's my personal opinion about it. I think Quigley got a great opportunity to win tomorrow. Yeah, I think Quigley got an excellent spot tomorrow. Yeah, I think he in a great spot tomorrow. I think he should be able to beat Berlanga. Not sure who he done came off or who he done lost to, or whatever situation may be. But yeah, he should. I feel like he should beat Berlanga tomorrow. He got 14 knockouts in 22 fights, 63% knockout ratio. He probably moving up in weight. Well, he kind of, he had 68 versus the Graber Quebec. I mean, he been in there with Andrade, got knocked out in 2 rounds. B. Shane Mosley Jr. lost to Torian Johnson, Andrade ain't nothing to hang your hat on. He been in there with the better opposition. James De La Rosa, Glenn Tapia, probably a faded Glenn Tapia though. If you want to see a great fight, him and James Kirkland was a great fight. Freddie Hernandez, he been in the ring with him, so I know there's a couple names on his resume. I know he was big hype coming out of Ireland, but probably a prime candidate for Berlanga to knock the fuck out. Berlanga can't get him out of there, dude. Berlanga is dog food tomorrow. But I'm going with Jason Quigley with the quickety upset. I'm going with quickety, my boy quickety with the upset tomorrow. I ain't gonna dislike Edwin Berlanga, but you got to know what happened with Berlanga to know what's gonna happen to Berlanga. And what happened to brother Berlanga was Top Rank felt like he wasn't ready, wanted to slow that ass down. Him and his team felt like they were ready, and they let him go. Top Rank make mistakes when they let certain fighters go, but sometimes they don't. They let Nonino Donaire go too early. He had a career after a career at Top Rank. So that's one thing that you got to understand. He had a career after Top Rank. So it ended up working for him. But I just think, man, if Quigley, kind of want to revive his career, right here, right now, right here, it's time to revive old buddy career right here and now. But if Berlanga can't knock him out, bro, I just don't know what to say. It's just a wrap. He thought he's going to get Canelo. He still can get Canelo. I mean, Canelo deal with PBC is probably going to be up in September. and he still has an opportunity to roll into that fight and get that fight and prepare himself. Appreciate GK Black and the Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the love and support. So, but yeah, that's just what it is. So, Berlanga can't get the knockout tomorrow. I just don't really understand. I just don't think it's really no hope for him. So, I don't really think it's no hope for him. It's just my personal opinion. It's my opinion. So, I think it's gonna be a barn burner. I think I some great fights on tomorrow. We got Jordan Costas fight. Let's see who on this undercard. But I'm taking Quigley with the upset, knockout upset. I said what I said, but the Berlanga don't knock him out, bro. It's a wrap. Khalil Cole on the undercard. Shout out to him. Kanauki, PBC let him go. Yeah, ain't nobody to speak of other than Khalil Cole and Kanauki on the undercard. But Kanauki fighting the Joker. That's 104th ranked, 103rd ranked. Let me not be disrespectful. 103rd ranked. So Berlanga Quigley, they from the theater room in the Hulu Arena, Madison Square Garden. They fighting for the NABO super middleweight title. I'm going with Quigley for the wiggity knockout. So this is my opinion, but if I was a betting man, I want to win some money. I put it on Quigley tomorrow, but I think won't surprise me. Berlanga don't knock him out. Don't talk about Berlanga on my platform no more. Please don't talk about Edwin Berlanga. But let's move on to Canelo Alvarez. Unless y'all got some more questions about this fight. Canelo, it's a bird, it's a plane. It is a can I say PBC? I want to be safe. He came and saved Al Heyman and Lil Earl Spence. And the word on the street, I broke that news yesterday, bro. Shout out to my boxing plug. I broke that news yesterday that Errol Spence is possibly in that Canelo Alvarez deal. I did a TikTok from my fucking bed. I did a TikTok from my bed. And I did a short on YouTube as well, too. So hopefully checking out the shorts on YouTube and TikTok. Some of the stuff I post on TikTok, I don't post on YouTube, too, by the way. FYI. Just like from time to time, I want to get one this weekend, kind of doing a bonus podcast. So be on alert for that coming up. So, but yeah, nonetheless, bro, $100 million deal probably could be a little bit more than that. I know he be keeping the Mexican TV money as well too. I heard they gang banging out here. It's that song by Ice Cube. This is why they call us thugs, whatever, man. They gang banging. Got PBC people talking about we don't need Al. You talk about PBC haters talking about why Canelo going with Al. I mean, Eddie Hearn summed it up the best. Eddie Hearn said on Fight Hype that for the most part that they didn't have nothing else to offer him. He didn't want to fight Dimitri Bivol, and they literally had nothing else to offer him. Now I don't know why they just didn't try to get Al Heyman to lend one of his fighters over, but we knew that probably wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to provide no sauce for Eddie Hearn and Canelo to dip in, and and if he did, he probably going to want some dates on his own. I don't know. They probably have an exclusive deal with Showtime, but they arguing about him coming to PBC. At the end of the day, man, knowing Canelo, bro, if he Benavidez in the deal, he probably September 2024, and that's fine. Give him more time to get better. I don't know if the Benavidez Morale winner will be in there. I imagine that they still fighting, regardless what the fuck Benavidez talking about. It's Al's playing. But I don't have no problem with what Canelo do because guess what? I don't have no problem with none of these fighters do. It will frustrate me sometimes, but I'm starting to let it go. It is what it is. And I'm explaining that when talking about the Big Baby Anderson part of this live stream. And I'm explaining kind of why I'm not going to be emotionally tied in this. And ain't nothing wrong being, don't let these niggas say they ain't nothing wrong being emotionally tied to boxing because I'd rather be emotionally tied to a sport than a woman because that's far more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Far more dangerous. But ain't nothing be about wrong with being emotionally invested into this shit, bro. Just don't be emotionally invested into one fighter. And with Canelo Alvarez, he don't do what he do. I mean, you got the choice that you can get with this or you can get with that, or you can get with this or you can get with that. Who's that Black Sheep of the House from Brooklyn? So you got a choice. The choice is yours. And I think that was the name of the song. But the choice is yours. You can do what the hell you want to do, bro. So my whole thing is this, bro. Shout out to him. I don't really care I hope PBC secure a network deal somewhere or lock it down with Showtime. But hopefully they don't, lock a deal down and go back to doing what they was doing. But you got to understand, they was kicking and screaming in my TBE voice, kicking and screaming. They was kicking and screaming just to make the big fights that they made, and they regular TV fights. And I said this in the video I got coming up talking about Canelo tomorrow. And it'll be up at 12. And I said this about Canelo yesterday. I mean, y'all see it tomorrow. Well, basically what I said was, about PBC is, instead of putting on these little small cards like J.Rock and the Diamonds, why not just, put on better regular TV cards, but less regular TV cards. You'll get better ratings, and then they're gonna expand the budget for better content. But then again, if you promise them a certain amount of output, then you kind of got to live up to that output. You got to live up with that budget. But they do need to kind of like get back with a better. They do need to be better with their regular TV fights, and they can be better with their regular TV fights. If these fighters, I understand they got contracts and all that shit, but if these fighters ain't worth what they worth, and you can offer them something that they are worth. Just to fight, then you'll get more activity, you'll have more dates, and in the long run, they possibly have better money and more profile, but they didn't got lazy. But the regular TV experience has been trash. And the fans have spoken, dude. I ain't saying the fight tomorrow, man. I'm excited for the Quigley card, and I'm excited for the PBC card in general. I got a couple good fights on there that I'm interested in, but they can do better with the plethora of fighters that they got. Everything literally don't need to be on pay-per-view. Let's call it what it is. Everything literally don't need to be on pay-per-view. That just let you know that, the supply and demand ain't there. Your demand is not there. Your demand determines what you pay these guys. But nonetheless, man, I mean, he here to say today they having a great year. The question is, can this continue to be the trend? Can they continue to structure their business where they get some structure? Some of these contracts run out where you can get some of these guys to take a little less money to make the overall experience better for the fans. That's the $1 million question. Can you make the experience a little bit better for the fans? With better regular TV cards, but when Cobra making a 750,000 or 500,000, for some of the fights that he taking, I mean that's ludicrous, bro. And then he don't live up to the bill. It's like, you know what I mean? But Canelo Alvarez coming is huge. I mean, then you got Tank Davis. I mean, I don't know how you can argue Tank Davis to face of boxing. And he ain't touched none of that money that Canelo got. Shit, not even probably like 20% of it. Maybe being nice. Maybe not even 10% of that money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how we can sit there and fix our mouth and say that Canelo Alvarez, that he the face of boxing, man. Bull job. Canelo's still the face of this shit, man. And like I said, man, the rumor is, Jamal Charlo. I think that's the best kept rumor in boxing, worst kept rumor in boxing. And then, possibly Errol Spence and possibly David Benavidez. And my hypothesis is this: if Errol Spence lose, but this is Tom hypothesis. I was just on the phone with him. He basically was saying that they just gonna say, well, Errol Spence was weight drained and he got to move up, and he was weight drained and then they still gonna try to fight. Now I can see that being true, and as long as he don't get knocked out, which I don't think Errol Spence gonna get knocked out. I don't think Bud capable of knocking him out. I think he got too much pride. I think it'd be like Caleb Plant, or they gonna have a ref that's gonna be holding that shit up and all that. But nonetheless, they're gonna make sure he don't get knocked out. They're gonna make sure he don't get knocked out. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, shit, just continue to look at the kind of look at the landscape, man. with that dude, man, I look forward to what else they gonna if they gonna continue this trend of fighting. But people saying, well, the fix is in for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I think even before we found out about this, that we felt that a possible fix was in play. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. And PBC kind of known for being fair about somebody coming over and taking the belt from one of their fighters. They known for being pretty damn fair about it. They known for being pretty damn fair about it. So, I went through the ones in the video the other day. Sean Porter got a belt took from from him. McDowell came and won the belt. I think it might have been a vacant belt versus Kamada. So yeah, we've seen people come over to PBC and get a belt, but obviously none of these guys' names got drug in the mud like Terrence Crawford name got drug in the mud. So we already knew it was a possibility, and Crawford knew what he signed up for, especially if he didn't sign a multi-fight deal or he didn't sign his life over to Al Heyman. So if he didn't sign his life over to Al Heyman, then if he didn't sign his life over to Al Heyman, it's like, then obviously that's big in play. They're not going to allow him to come over and whoop on Earl and then go run back and do what he going to do. But the whole thing about it is, where he gonna go. That's the $1 million question. Where the hell he going? That's what I got to ask. Where he going? Where the fuck is he going? He ain't going back to Top Rank. We're gonna shack up with Eddie. Eddie was the same one saying that he didn't have no value out in these streets. So I don't see him shacking up with Eddie neither. So, is they gonna give him Jermell Charlo? I think Jermell Charlo, the sidetrack real quick, is another candidate to fill in if Earl Spence can't go versus Canelo Alvarez. I think Danny Garcia Lara winner is one of them. They could pay Zephyr to step aside, but like I said before, a lot of people gonna be skeptical about boxing, and Bud needed a knockout. But I think Bud knew when he had to cross the rivers that he was gonna need a knockout. So I don't think it changes nothing in the mentality. He's not gonna publicly say, "Well, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. I'm looking to knock him out." I mean, you see what happened with Caleb Plant, how Kenny Baylor saved him from getting knocked out, and people still blame Benavidez. Boxing is the ultimate opinionated sport. I keep telling y'all that. So it don't matter if it's 100% wrong. They got it wrong. It's somebody that believe Cobra beat Rayo Venezuela. We know that's one of the worst robberies we've seen in a long time. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to go that way for the brother on the West Coast. But hey, we take our wins, we can get them throughout boxing. When nobody expecting that, I for sure thought that nigga lost. He mounted a little comeback, but he for sure lost. I ain't got to be no mathematician to be no wizard or score it, man. That motherfucker lost that fight. But I heard they rematch, by the way, if you ain't seen my videos or nothing like that. So, but of course, everybody gonna put that conspiracy theorist hat on, but I think this changes nothing. When you cross the street, you come to enemy territory. If you Terrence Crawford, and they would drag your name through the mud like you was a hoe ass nigga and you didn't sell, and they did all this stuff to really demonetize you in the boxing world. They probably tried to box you off from signing with other people. You voila magic with what's them people name? BOK Prime, made some money, stayed busy, made smart business decisions and stuff of that nature. And now it's Canelo the backup plan to replace Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder. You hear Saudi say, well, they ain't looking to sign Deontay Wilder. You hearing that Anthony Joshua might be kind of pulling back out the fight and getting cold feet and all that type of shit. And Al Heyman might be right back with Deontay Wilder's rumors that he didn't pay him the money for the Robert Helenius fight. And I don't know what the fuck going on. But Canelo gonna move to the ace. Then his next pitching rotation gonna be Tank. And if Earl Spence lose, that's probably why they got Canelo insurance for the next year. So really, it's them two. And if Jamal win, it's great. But then Benavidez next up, Jermell next up in the bullpen, man, and really, they don't really have any other great prospects. I mean, Gary Russell, 35 years old. I mean, it's pretty much over for him. You start looking up and down, Fulton ain't gonna be no superstar. He just literally too small for people to even want to pay for those type of fights historically. There's no knock to him. He probably the best overall fighter over there, in my opinion. We see what he do with a new way, but other than that, man, they ain't got much else left over there. Top Rank invested a lot of money in prospects. Eddie Hearn invested a lot of money and resources into prospects like Andy Cruz and stuff of that nature. So once you start looking at it with PBC, they really don't really have no next horse up. It's really invested in it was invested into Wilder being a wild card out of nowhere, Tank riding Floyd Mayweather coattail. Errol Spence was supposed to be the leader of the pack. His accidents and him putting his hoops down and putting his weight down and Al having to drag him outside the potty because he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. That was the plan for Earl to fight Keith Thurman, then roll into Canelo Alvarez fight. So, quite frankly, it is what it is, man. And Canelo moves to the ace in the bullpen over there. Tank win, but if Earl win, then I think Earl surpasses Tank as number two. And obviously, if I can get number one and number two in the ring, make a big fight. But the $1 million question is, can they continue this trend of making the fights that people want to see? Because one thing they don't have another layer of fighters, a prospect of fighters that's gonna rise up. And the prospects that they do got, Joey Spencer lost, Rail lost, Colbert lost. A lot of them guys, Lubin was another hot shot guy. They got off Mike Tyson, lost. So a lot of these guys that they prospecting and grooming to come up, they losing. Robbie Jr., he wasn't a prospect, he was a world champion, but unfortunately, we know what happened with him. Hopefully, he can make a speedy recovery. So a lot of the guys they got, dude, that's on the come up. Even if they sign Ryan Garcia and Ryan get free, I mean, we know it's just a matter of time. You can't keep faking it until you make it. So it's getting slim pickings over there. It really is. It's getting really, really slim pickings over there. So Pepe Le Pew, which he got banned, by the way. Salute the good fella from Pepe. I'm watching the Diamonds J.Rock better undercard. I agree. But I'm going to definitely slide and watch Quigley tomorrow. He said they're going to rob Quigley tomorrow, mark my words. Yeah, I can see that. He probably going to get the knock. He should get the knockout, though. Or somebody should get knocked out. The fact is that Jamal Charlo wants to fight Canelo after 2 years layoff goes to show you he would sell his soul for a check. I hope he gets knocked out. I hope he don't. I hope he win. I got to win in that fight. I'm going to go ahead and show some black pride there. Disclaimer. But yeah, you're going through a divorce, bro. I'm telling you, man. I heard guys like Coach Greg Adams said he had to go through a divorce, had to live through his car and start over again, bro. So, yeah, man, I feel for anybody going through that, man. I want to see the European Western marriage work, but it's hard to work when, somebody can be at fault, not want to work it out and take half your money. So, you feel like you have a great connection with somebody, and one day they feel like, dude, they want to go try something different. But usually the man get the last laugh if he able to recover, because women go to the streets and find out shit in the streets. Quite frankly, my boy Ronnie Boy Fresh, shout out to Slim, shout out to y'all down there, man. The DMV and BC, put me in the pocket. He said real shit. 30, only thing Canelo did was save his own legacy career because it was full of nobodies like Bud was for a while. It is what it is. However you want to feel. Y'all just go off names. Names don't make you a great fighter, bro. It helps the legacy. Y'all was saying Bud was fighting nobody, bro, but y'all don't see on July 29th if you win. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Canelo, I mean, at the end of the day, what you want? He did it more than everybody else than did. Who else than fought undefeated guy like Austin Trout? Turned around, fought Mayweather. Turned around, fought Lara. Turned around, fought Triple G a few times. Who else doing that shit? Earl Spence fighting niggas hand-me-downs. Hand-me-down flip-flops, hand-me-down socks. You know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't fighting nobody, bro. Javante Tavis fighting nobodies, bro. These motherfuckers is trash. They just got a name. I keep telling y'all, don't get tricked off into name brands. If you're gonna spend $100 on the shoe, make sure you get your bang for your buck, or I can flip them for $200. They'll shoe that's worth it. At least I'm gonna get $100 worth of pussy. Shit, you feel me? Y'all be going off brands like brands make the man. Like the brands that they be making now, the clothes don't be made of shit. So Canelo could do what Canelo got a great foundation. Tell me somebody else that got them 4 or 5 names on their resume right now in boxing. And not them small ass niggas neither. No offense to them. I love small weight classes. Who got that resume right now? I'll wait. Who got that resume right now? You understand he can pick and choose who he want to fight. I get that. Niggas doing what Canelo did several years ago with Crawford and Spence. When they should have been fought, they ain't gonna say, what's happening at the perfect time right now? Whatever, dude. Bud damn near 40. Reggie called Canelo Bud 2025. I don't see too much weight. He said, you know damn well Canelo been skipping around certain fights. Hey, so be it. Who ain't? Earl Spence been skipping around Terrence Crawford for 6-7 years. Some people make the case, Vic, that they've been skipping around each other. Okay. Tank Davis been skipping around Lomachenko for damn near just as long. Gary Russell been skipping around. Him and Leo been skipping around each other. We can go on and on. Jerry Hurd and Charlo continue to skip around each other. Charlo don't even want to get in the ring with Tim Tszyu. I don't give a fuck what he said. Niggas don't want to get my hand. I chose not to have surgery. Okay. Yeah, okay, buddy. Come on. You know, even when Better BF coming up on that. Even the guys that want to fight, they get entangled with fighters that politically can't fight or just simply don't want to fight. And like I said, Canelo can fight who he wants when he wants. Tank Davis got that ability. Earl got that ability. And they ain't did 10% of what that nigga done did. Joker gets so excited, Ronnie Boy Fresh say off name recognition. I mean, yeah, it's just that's how our culture is. It's not about craftsmanship no more. It's just about, I bought a Gucci shirt that's $8, and you know it's $8 shirt, even with them putting the embryo on there. So Earl, Leo, Tank, all in the state. Yeah, they are. Canelo did more than all of them. A lot of them jokers been around, you know, almost as long. So I mean, I'll be the first one to criticize Canelo Alvarez, but damn, ain't nobody making no ground on Canelo as far as fighting motherfuckers though. That's what I will say. Ain't nobody making no real ground on fighting them. Real spill. Real spill. Real spill. But we can finish off on the main event. Let's talk about Jared Anderson. You know, he had he did an interview with Marcos Villegas where he said he don't like boxing, and he basically said that, you know, he in it for the money, and, you know, he want to enjoy life, and it sounded like he don't enjoy boxing. He said basically, you know, he felt like boxing became a business when he was fighting for Team USA, and they would dock him for not doing certain things, and I'm guessing weight requirements, workout requirements, and that's when it became not fun, when it really became a business and all that type of stuff. And you know, he kind of said he kind of was like, what about your hometown fans? He said they're going to be what they're going to be. They're going to support me or not. His, you know, but the thing about it ain't just about him. I feel that a lot of people feel the same. A lot of these guys feel the same way. They in it for the money. He was just one of them guys that admitted it. You know, said it's the only sport that he did his own life. But when you don't have a passion for something, he reach a dollar amount that he feel like he can comfortable, he can live off of. He make the right business investments. I know Jay Prince will make sure that happens. That's pretty much why he's there for it. You know, and he feel like, well, I go start a family, and a lot of these dudes 23 years old, 21 years old, talking about settling down and starting a family. And by the time they 28 and 30, you know, motherfuckers gonna be going through, you know, bullshit and regret and wishing they lived their life, man. I said this in the video. Live your life. Live your life. You're not on the eternal shot clock like women are. Women have, you know, they lose their eggs and all that shit at a certain time. So when 30 start ticking for women, it's like, okay, I got to leave the streets alone, and I got to go find a simp ass nigga to marry. You as a man, you can have a kid. Look at Al Pacino, 82 years old. Not saying that's what you should do, but go live and enjoy your life. And you feel like you lived and enjoyed your life, man. And, you know, then you go out there and you kind of make the proper, you know, adjustments. You used to look for somebody to, you know, settle down with. But the thing about that is when you look for somebody to settle down with, you never find them. So you live your life, you'll find that you'll know when you see that right person, or you'll believe But I believe like 90% of fighters feel the same way. They just want the money and they move like it. There's no shame in them ducking. There's no shame in quote unquote the advisors, managers, matchmakers, promoters steering them away from certain fights. There's no shame in it. And they're not even passionate about it. They're not even, sometimes I think the social media aspect of it, the social media aspect of it kind of the social media aspect of it kind of deters them away from it, in my opinion. And what I mean by that, you know, is that they hear people talking shit to them and they care about their image a little bit, but they don't care about they don't literally care about I don't feel like they care about what people say. I don't think they really care about the integrity. You hear Charlo when he talking about Errol, when he talk about how Terrence Crawford, be able to how Terrence Crawford is able to jump the line and get a shot at him. These dudes don't care shit about the sport of boxing. They don't even know how it works. It's a business. It's a business. That's what it is. It's a business. That's what it is. It's a business. That's all this shit is. It's a business to them. It's a way. They couldn't shoot a jump shot. They couldn't sell a crack rock. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do certain things. They couldn't do certain things to make money another way. This was the easiest way that they can make money. I'm telling you, this was the easiest way that they can make money. Once again, this was the easiest way that they can make money. And I'm just being real with you. This was the easiest way that they can make money. Their heart is not in this shit. Their heart is not in this. It's not. And I'm trying to tell y'all that their heart is not in this shit. And and it's sad. And it is truly sad. And it's truly sad, bro. A lot of these guys feel just like Jared Big Baby Anderson. They feel just like Jared Big Baby Anderson. They in it for the money. This is why they don't care when they duck in. They duck with no shame because they not in the boxing for the love of the sport. This is what they do. This is just a money grab. That's all it is. If they can go dunk a basketball, if they can go run a Fortune 500 business, if they can go throw a football, they'd be rather doing that. If they can go kick a football, they'd rather be doing that. This is why boxing is missing that intangible that we can't really put our hand on or know exactly what we missing. Like, damn, this is why these guys can fight once a year and have no shame. And they say, well, the business, I'm making more money. I mean, they're not making more money. Or it's more money in the business structure. They tell you that bullshit. Sugar Ray Leonard was touching real money, bro. When inflation, it seemed like a lot of money, but once you equal out inflation, it's about the same money. Mike Tyson retired after grossing what? Almost $1 billion, close to it. Holyfield had made $400 or $500 million, bro. Like I say, Sugar Ray Leonard's making $10 million just fighting on NBC regular TV. So they not, a lot of these dudes not making money that ain't been made before. Canelo not making what Floyd was making. Yeah, it's $50 million to fight and all that. Floyd was in hundreds of millions of dollars for fighting motherfuckers. So imagine if Canelo did strap his nuts on, fight Benavidez, fight the Charlos, fight the fights that fans wanted to see, he would be touching Mayweather type money. He'd be at hundreds of millions of dollars. But a lot of these dudes feel just like Big Baby Anderson. This is why there's no shame in their game. That's what you got to understand. That's what separates the players from the regular man from the simps. One of the things that separate the players and the select men, they call them, my boy Rhyme Reels call him. Check out his channel. It's called Rhyme, ROM Wheels channel. I think it's WILLS. The Alpha Select men, what separates them is they don't really give a fuck how women feel. They don't really care. They know how to manipulate. They know how to operate. They know how to move. They know what make them click. And then, they don't get emotionally attached to just women. They smash and keep them moving unless they meet a woman that's stimulating this way. And same thing with these dudes, these high earners in boxing, these dudes that just want money in boxing, which is 90% of them. Only time they really get mad, is when they turn on social media, say they ducking, and it's gonna take a lot of that shit. It's gonna take the masses say they ducking, and then it's a pride thing. But if they really was prideful and they really cared about how, they managed in the sport, how they really managed in the sport and shit, it wouldn't take all that bullshit. It wouldn't take people in Earl Spence Jr. hometown to turn on him and say like he ducking Bud for him to get in the ring with Bud. He'd have put his foot down with Al Heyman a long time ago, say, yeah, make the shit happen. And these dudes don't love the fight, bro. When you love money, guess what happened? When you get the money, then what's next? It's hard to set another goal. I want to make more money. But you don't feel fulfilled. You got a lot of people who make good money at their job, but they don't love what they do. And they're investing into their job. They don't do nothing outside of what they don't do nothing outside their job to set them up for their own business, to set their kids up for nothing, or do something outside their job they love to do that make money. Because if they did, then they'd go follow their passion. These dudes don't have a passion for the sport of boxing, and it shows. And I'm glad he said that. They have a passion for the money. But once they get the money, like Marvin Hagler said, it's hard to get up and run when you're in Silk Sheet. This dude said, I want to retire in 3 years. And the message you send by kind of being openly honest, and I'm not mad at him being openly honest, but the message that you send to opponents is the ones that you knock out, guess what? If I get back up and I can test him, he going to quit because he don't love doing this shit. People were mad, but I felt him on that. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, he being honest and he being vulnerable. This is why men really can't express their true feelings, especially in the gladiator sport. But at the end of the day, reason why everybody got mad because we know how this story ends. We know how the story ends. You can't be in this contact sport and not love it. You can play basketball and not love it. You can play, football and not love it. Really not football. You gotta love this shit, bro. And if you don't love it and you love what it can do and you love what it can make you, it's hard to stay in it, bro. It's hard to stay in it. It's hard. And you like, man, what's his, what's his weakness? He don't love the sport. But all these other guys feel the exact same way about the sport. They don't love the sport. They don't love the sport. And it shows. And when they actually get an opportunity to be in the big fight and soak it up, they're going to be addicted to that. That's why Caleb Plant wanted to come back and fight Benavidez. Had he not fought Canelo, He would have never knew what it feel like to be on the pedestal and to be on the big stage like that. That's boxing. That's love. That's love. Then you start saying, this is what this shit all about. They don't know what this shit all about. Because, you know, when you love the sport, then they politic and they white collar your ass out of the sport. Ronnie Boy Fresh say facts. He said there's so many boxers I run into that don't even like the sport for real at all. They don't follow it. They don't watch. You heard Derrick James. I don't even like boxing. You don't even really watch the shit. And when you don't have a passion for the sport, it shows. It shows in craftsmanship. It shows in not wanting to do PR. It shows in not wanting to fight the best. You're just loyal to the dollar. And that's a dangerous thing, to be just loyal to a dollar. In any relationship, that's dangerous. If you got a homeboy that's loyal to the dollar, or a girl that you with that's loyal to the dollar, they'll sell you out for the dollar. You know, you got to find something that you're passionate about, even if it's on the side. And it make you a little bit of bread. You might be passionate about driving Uber and Lyft, or dropping groceries off, you know, meet new people. And, you know, that might be your passion. You might say, one day I want to start my own Uber fleet or my own shit. But I will say something. I enjoy doing this YouTube shit. Sometimes it get frustrating talking this boxing shit because these dudes not passionate about it. But I enjoy doing it. I don't really have a day where I wake up and say, man, you know, I don't really feel like doing this shit. Really not. Maybe if I'm sick, you know, but, you know, a lot of this time I do this, it's a way to get away. You know, me conversating on here, doing videos, doing live streams, and I'm going through a tough time. These are therapeutic for me. We ain't got nobody else to talk to. I love interacting with y'all. Even the people that DM me and we had conversations, shared advices, text messages, groups, you know, help me take my mind off the bullshit that I'm going through. Ronnie Boy Fresh said sponsorship bread is virtually dead in boxing. Yeah. Because how can you market somebody who's not passionate about what they do? Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'll go subscribe to his channel. I got any questions, I'll answer them. But yeah, a lot of these, and when he said that, it kind of clicked in my head. I'm like, yeah, man, this is why, you know, boxing is missing that kick. It's why dudes don't really want to fight. They capable. It's capable of being one of the greatest eras of all time for sure. They're more than capable, but they don't have the fire. And, you know, maybe some of these dudes love doing it at one point. You know, maybe some of these dudes you know, maybe some of these dudes used to love doing it at one point. That's fine. And then the business, you know, took the fun out of it. That happens all the time, bro. You know, so be it. That's just, it happens like that. It happens in relationships all the time. You and your homies be cool, and y'all, you know, money get involved. Guess what? Niggas morals, you know, crumble like tinfoil. They say when men fall out, I say this all the time. When men fall out, a lot of times it's over money and women. It's over money and women. It's over money and women. You know, and it's a reason for that. And that's why you can't really make money an ultimate goal, bro. It's meant to destroy every fucking thing. It's meant to destroy everything. It's meant to destroy everything. So you make it an ultimate goal, and then what happens when it run out? What happens when you make enough of it? But I wish these fighters, you know, they fought because they love to fight. I wish more guys fought because they love to fight. But if they could be doing something else, making the same money and making better money, they would be doing it. Trust and believe me. But hey, that's all I got today, man. This be on the podcast probably sometime in the morning. I got a split. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We want to donate. Appreciate GK Black for donating to the channel. Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Yeah, you can listen to it on any podcast in the morning: Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, Radio Public, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and more. I appreciate if y'all, give me a rating on the podcast, a great way to donate, thumbs up, share the video. Want to listen to it on YouTube again? Send a box of one playlist. It'll be on YouTube still in the live tab. Think about joining YouTube Red as well too. It's another great platform I use. $11 a month. Get the YouTube music, no ads. Not paid to promote it, but I enjoy it. Peace.